Hey guys, this is Glenn with All About Our House. And in this episode, I'm going to walk you through the floor plan of our house here. Now, a couple days ago, I posted a picture of our house here. It was at night, it was a really beautiful setting, and I put it on a couple of our Facebook pages, and people wanted some more information. So I wanted to do a video on the design, floor plan, dimensions of the house, talk a little bit about how we got from the stage of, here's our land, here's what we want to kind of do, find a builder who can do it, see what he thinks. So we're calling this a Barndo inspired home because ultimately we figured out that it would be better to stick build our house. However, as you can see, it looks like a Barndo. It looks like a pole barn type of design, and that's because originally setting out, that's exactly what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be one pole barn attached to the other one in a T formation, and marry the roofs together and call it a day. But our builder had some other ideas and ways to do that, and so this is what we wound up going with, is a traditional stick build house. But as you can see, it's got a lot of the charm and character of a pole barn. So this video is a little bit about the dimensions, the layout, the process, the way we use the land to figure out our placement and some things like that. If you're looking to build a house and if you are curious about the process and how we finally wound up getting this thing actually built, this video is for you because you're probably going through those questions, and hopefully these points can answer some of your questions. If you have any questions, and if you want to get some more information about this specific house, we're going to do more videos. This channel is called All About Our House because I intend to do tours and close-up features on every aspect of our house, from radiant floors to the roof choices to the windows we put in, everything, down to the details. All right. So anyway, subscribe to our channel so you'll get those updates when they do come out. I'm making videos as fast as I can while still having a full-time job as a teacher.
So as you can see, the house is really in two parts. There's a main house and then a garage. And we wanted to do some unique things in the house portion and really have the garage used for, storage. And then above the garage would be the kids' bedrooms. As you can see here, it was built in two stages, the garage first, then the main house area. There's a pretty good view of how we started out with just the garage and the house portion. Now, we did this so we could have a really unique downstairs of the house, all done with timber framing, post and beam techniques, and our builder specialized in that area. So that's why we did that, and the result is really cool and very stunning and exposes a lot of wood and uses a lot of natural products, which is what we were after. So we started out just on graph paper, laying out furniture and trying to figure out how life would live in this kind of a house. It literally was just 1 foot per graph square. Then we also were using Menards.com to figure out if we could put two pole barn buildings together. This is the original intent, was to bring our builder these two buildings and have him figure out how to put them together. And we were on that plan for a long time. We switched over to a traditional house, though, because he thought that he could do this type of design with a stick build technique instead of using a pole barn kit. So we had acquired our land. We figured out where we wanted to put the house and got a little more serious. Put this all into Room Sketcher, which is a great app, by the way, if you're not familiar with that. It really allows you to place everything exact, allows you to pick furniture. Here's somebody's finished product. We didn't quite get to a really finished product, but one thing I did like about it was I could literally pick out the vehicles that we drive. Like there's our Ford Transit van and our Toyota Prius and then a potential future pickup truck. I could really see how that was all going to fit in our garage, furniture the same way. It was really kind of a cool product to use. Then we brought that over to our builder, who eventually got us these plans, which was so exciting to see how he would take the Room Sketcher plans and actually put it into builder's terms, and here's what really works. So that was exciting to get these back and see what he would be able to do for us. So as you can see, they're hand-drawn plans, which is very unique. And we really liked working with him and being able to switch things up. We had a survey company come out and do the survey and house placement, foundation placement. One thing that was unique about our house with these hand-drawn plans is we could move anything we wanted to in the process. You know, we didn't spend a ton of money on architecture. The framers knew how to draw off of simple plans. For instance, there's my fireplace drawing, which turned into this fireplace. I didn't have to spec it out and spend tons of money on architecture plans, doing things that were kind of unique. And, for instance, there's our construction stairs, and got to be in the process of designing the staircase, which would eventually be the real one. There's more framing, but, we kind of framed these out as we went with the builder, instead of having everything on paper from an architectural standpoint. It saved us some money, probably didn't save us any time, but allowed us to do some pretty unique things in the house. So here again, there's the outside of the house portion where the master bedroom and kitchen is. And I'll show you inside with the plans now. Okay, so one of the main aspects of the house portion of the plan was to have this nice wraparound porch going in the front and around the side. A couple times we decided, this is going to be a little too expensive. Maybe we should get rid of it. And we kept on taking it off, putting it back on, but we eventually decided we got to have a covered porch in our, wooded sort of rural setting. It would just be so nice to sit out there in the summer and the fall and just be able to enjoy the outside. So when you come in here at the front of the house, we have an entry and immediately going into a piano studio. That's because we teach music lessons out of the house. My wife Ashley teaches piano and flute, and we needed a little place for her to teach those lessons. And our kids are musical and play the piano, and we have guitars, and wanted a little place to play where we could open up doors to the living room and have music flowing through the house. But it also functions as part of our business. And then there's a fireplace missing off the plans, but it's over to the right wall there, adjoining the porch. And I've got some pictures coming up on that, and a whole nother set of videos on just the fireplace. When you walk into the main part of the house, you can see all the way to the back wall. That's the kitchen. Again, those X's with the box with the X's are showing like the beam layout. And we have the staircase going into the garage here. What exists now in that big corner that's blank right now is a big bench system, like a mudroom bench. So that's turned out pretty nicely. We have a utility room in the garage here, which wound up being a little bigger. Once we got it framed out, we decided to bump it a little bit bigger so we had more space in there. We also got rid of doing the mudroom idea in the house, like I said, and moved that over to the garage. So there's the general layout of the house. The garage is pretty big. Once we moved all our stuff into it, of course, it became a lot smaller. But there's room in there there's 3 cars, 3 different garage doors. Really happy with how it turned out. We did an epoxy floor out there with a drain for moving water into it and cleaning off the floor. It's been great. And so that's a little bit about the bottom floor of the house. You should know that originally when we set out to live in this house and build the house, partially while we went, was we were going to have an apartment built above the garage. We were going to start there and then have a very, very rough build out of the main house. So this was supposed to be our little kitchenette and bathroom and living area in the middle, and then the bedrooms over to the left. And that was going to work nicely, but when we started to really think about living in an apartment, building that, and then basically tearing it out and starting from scratch again, that idea just started to get a little frustrating for us. So we kind of abandoned that idea It was going to be a nice living space though, and we've kept a lot of what we originally intended here with the actual plans. So what did wind up staying the same was mostly the master there. So I'll flip over here to the actual plans that we came up with, and here we go. This is the layout that we actually came up with. Now we have changed a few things along the way, like for instance, the bedrooms have stayed the same. Those are just 2 big bedrooms for our 5 kids. We have 2 girls and 3 boys, and they all just share. So the girls have a pretty big bedroom. The boys have an even larger bedroom. And one of the unique things, you're seeing those lines going across the hallway there. That's actually a loft that goes above the hallway so the kids can climb up and have like an extra little space. So it's kind of a unique way to use space. And as you can see, these are like some photos of an office and a linen storage that we put into the plans that weren't originally there. We also messed around with the framing of the bathroom layouts quite a bit. These worked pretty well, but as you can see from coming up videos, you'll see that our bathrooms are a little different than what we have on paper here. It's a great situation though, having the kids off above the garage, and then we also have this unfinished space to the very left. That is unfinished right now and will be converted over to a living room for the kids, like a playroom. We've really enjoyed living here. It's coming along. We're building a lot of things as we go. Like we're doing trim right now for the windows, which are turning out nicely. We've tried to really feature the outdoors with a lot of sunlight and a lot of exposure to the outside because it's so pretty out here. So there you go. There's a little bit about the layout. I'll have a link that you can download the plans with, so you can look at these plans in more detail. But thanks for taking a look at the house, and we will bring you lots more stuff about all the unique stuff we're doing, all the the timber framing, the kitchen, the bathrooms, the staircase. We're doing a lot of things right now to finish up, and we'll have photos and videos to come.